No, that's fair.
Yeah,
Hey,
two of them from the list of 10. So
you got to do what you got to do. But also, spoiler alerts. Welcome to Rage You Nerds. I'm Mr. Cack. That's Jared. That's TJ. We are the nerds, and we're here full of rage as we're coming to your ear holes. This is the Rage You Nerd podcast, and we're having a rousing discussion. Something that just shakes the very foundation, the fabrics of our lives, the days of our lives. And that is... what two actors should be, do we want to see paired together that have never acted together? And now, I think there is some gray wiggle room, TJ. I'm already promising you boys, I'm probably going to already upset the apple cart, and this was my idea. Just so happened I saw a random Facebook post that someone had said that a rumor was going to be that a National Treasure sequel was going to happen with not only Nicolas Cage, but with Keanu Reeves. And I know we all seemed like it was basically just take our money at that point. We didn't even care about the concept.
No.
I don't care what they're finding. The treasure's irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
So that got me thinking, who haven't we seen together that's a damn shame? That is a damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
So we're gonna take some turns and discuss that. I had proposed the idea of maybe let's do one modern era or a couple modern era if you have a couple, and then maybe if you have a retro pick, maybe someone that, maybe it's not two actors that are still currently in their prime, but if you could go back in time, or maybe it's an actor that sadly passed away, if you could get them on screen with someone in whatever fantasy pair. And that's what we're doing. We're fantasy booking.
What if he didn't? What if they didn't sadly pass away? What if they happily passed away?
If they joyfully went to the great beyond and they were celebrated and lifted on high, that is also very acceptable. It doesn't have to be tragic.
I'm just trying to understand the rules.
It doesn't have to be tragic. If it was pleasant, that also is okay.
He was a great actor, but god dang, he got caught in the wheels of a combine. This guy, not so good, but he died in his sleep.
He's very happy. His final words were, "I'm happy."
I'm happy. And he sank off to the abyss.
Well, everyone goes, right? Everyone goes. It's kind of like pooping,
Yeah.
which I don't think is true. I don't know if everyone poops. I'm sure someone's born without a colon, and I feel really bad.
Listen,
now that I've assumed they're pooping. It's 2023. I shouldn't assume people's poop. TJ, I know that you're ready to jump into this conversation at any point.
I do poop.
All right, there you go. Case
I'm
closed.
pooping now.
Joke's on you. I'm pooping now.
take that, anti-poop squad.
We should the Society of To Stop Pooping. It probably is Mothers Against Pooping or something.
I'm sure San Francisco has like a Mothers Against Sidewalk Shitting.
I was gonna say,
it's Catholic in San Francisco.
I was gonna say, I bet someone in Portland right now is like, how'd they know we existed?
We've been trying to get them to stop this for years.
We've been against things coming out our bottom mouth for decades. Like, we just want them to be gone. That probably is a thing, right? I'm sure there's a TLC or some kind of Lifetime out there that's like, this is the documentary on things that we found, and we're going to subjugate these people to make them oddities in life. And it's just like this one person's like, it makes me physically ill to poop. I just don't like to do it. I don't like the feel. I don't like the look. I don't like the smell, the texture.
I've seen so many people pooping that I don't want to do it no more.
Yeah, but that's probably right? There probably is someone that is legit effed up about the fact that they have to poop. And probably go out of their way to minimize what they eat. My God, this person I've made up in my mind. What a tragic life. We should write a book of them. We should paint them like one of our French girls.
To poop or not to poop.
So yeah, like I was saying, we're gonna do fantasy pairing of actors.
All right. I don't even know. I thought we were talking about poop for a second. Then I was like, oh yeah, there actually was a topic. There was a topic.
Could we legitimately? It doesn't have to be tonight. I mean, because we've got the other topic. But TJ, Jared, I need a solid answer from both of you, or it can be a little runny because it's poop. But
I get it.
Could we do a whole podcast episode on the excretion of your bowels? Could we do that? Is that a thing?
Like an individual, like just like describing like the tape texture or shape texture.
I mean, we don't have to.
Or are we just talking about like in general?
I would say in general, we don't gotta flaunt our celebrations, TJ.
Welcome
Hey,
to
you
Rage
gotta
Nerds.
be
The
specific.
other day, I was sitting on the toilet and I noticed some obscurities in my bowel movements.
Oh my God, can we do it like NPR radio? Just describe our shits.
Oh, yeah. The other day, I was sitting on the toilet and I noticed a mass when it came out of my butthole. This mass was unlike anything I'd ever seen before. So I reached out to Sagar Mangani of the USA National and Correspondence Museum of Natural Hope, whatever. Because I feel like NPR just makes shit up. They're like, we talked to an expert. Who's the expert? It's like, they worked for the National Museum of Things That You've Never Heard of.
He's the lead fecal scientist of the greater Ohio area.
Talk to the lead fecal scientist of the greater Franklin County in northern Ohio. Of FU University. I don't know.
His name's Clef. He's like, yeah, I shit a lot. It's just like...
that would be even better. They cut to like some farmer guy in like Mississippi. He's like,
Well, back when my grandpappy was around, he used to poop, and he taught my father how to poop. And as years came and years passed, I learned myself how to poop.
we all learned poop around here. Back when I was a boy, we didn't even have wood floor. We just had poop in the house.
I had to poop uphill in the snow. 12 miles.
It was a busy day that day.
It was a busy day that day. People pooping everywhere. We had children poop. I went Morgan Freeman all of a sudden, but that's cool.
Oh my God! Could you imagine like Werner Herzog like doing a documentary voiceover? And then Christopher took a shit. And it's just like the strain in his eyes, the air, the tension.
I like how we haven't even got to the really end of the first topic, and we're like, no. Tonight's about poop. Tonight's about poop, boys.
We call this the warm up.
Glad I've only had 17 of these so far.
This is a nice vocal exercise. we're getting through.
Studio.
I need to poop. I need to poop.
I need to poop. She needs to poop. They need to poop.
You know what? I know that's not, I'm going to keep saying this like it's going to change, that I'm not about to talk about poop again.
Poop.
But I know it's not the topic. But have you seen that commercial where it's about like better gut health for women? I think it might be a yogurt commercial, and the narrator's like, it'll help you with that other thing, and the lady like looks at the camera and is like, just say shit, just say it. You know what I'm doing.
Well, there's the one commercial where it's like you know, box up your poop and send it to this laboratory and we'll tell you what's wrong with you, kind of thing.
And the little stick dancer guy is dancing around like da-da-da-da-da. Hello, I represent poop. Go ahead and poop on me.
Like it's like a little box thing that, you know, talks or whatever, that like can just pack us up and then ship us out. And of course it's shipped by UPS, and UPS's slogan is, what can Brown do for you?
The universal poop system.
Does UPS even know when they walk up and they're like, beep, beep? Oh, shit.
How would you feel if like you realized, like, it's like that Rick and Morty robot when he finds out his existence is just to butter toast. Like the moment of realization you have where your job is just to carry boxes of shit, and you're just like, what am I doing? Like, I don't deserve to continue to exist. Like, this is my peak. Oh.
Well, think about the package stealers, though. You know, like you put the box out on your front door and someone's like, hey, someone got a delivery. Goes up, takes it, opens it up. It's just a big pile of shit in there.
Oh, like it gets mixed. Like the packages get mixed up. Oh, our sweater came in. It's shit. It's everywhere. It's like a glitter bomb. It just explodes out because it was a hot summer.
Damn.
So you guys talking about the box? I'm not talking about acting yet. You guys talking about the box made me think of, do you remember Look Who's Talking? I can't remember if it was the first one or the second one, and the toilet talks, and it goes, feed me your poo-poos and your pee-pees. And it's like a nightmare.
Yeah, it's the first one, I think, isn't it?
Oh, it's so terrifying. I vividly forget most of that movie. I intensely remember the feed me your poo-poos and your pee-pees, and it like goes nightmare mode at night when the kid's like walking past it alone. That kind of messed me up about using the toilet, honestly.
Look Who's Talking messed me up on a lot of things, because I had friends at that age that were like, hey, did you know what they're actually doing is? And I was like, what is that? And then Babies came out. I was like, no, that was a tadpole a second ago.
Oh, yeah, the beginning? The cold open is sperm.
What was the song? It wasn't Surfing USA. Surfing USA.
I get around, I get around.
Okay, yes, get around. Okay.
Is it? I don't know if that's it. I don't know if that's right.
I think that's it. Hang on. Let's go back to the old Google here. Just gonna Google it real quick. It's my impression of George W. Bush, only slightly psychotic. George H.W. Sorry.
Made by Dana.
No,
Carey.
Texas. Dana Carey.
If you haven't watched our latest YouTube trailer reaction, where I just decided to do a trailer reaction of the new TJ, I did feel bad after doing this and not having you guys on board. The latest teaser trailer for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom is literally a teaser trailer letting you know that a trailer is dropping in 4 days.
Yeah, I watched
incredible.
I watched it on YouTube. I watched your reaction to it, and I'm like, I like how you're pretty much just like, your realization is just like, so this is a teaser letting us know that it's a teaser trailer for a trailer. Not like a movie. Not like, hey, this movie's coming out. It's like, nope, this trailer's coming out.
Meanwhile, I like that I just like that I included Robin Hood Men in Tights, the
Hey, I bet.
I hate that guy.
Ordley, Ibiskay, I they, Essings Blay, Amen.
Oh, man.
Thank you, TJ.
Every time I say good morning, good evening, I also want to follow up with good morrow. Good morrow. Oh, Mel Brooks. I was stunned to find out. And I know this is going to sound like a real asshole. Like, maybe this is how it still ties in the poop conversation. It's a real shitty of me to think this. But I saw him recently make a cameo on a Hulu series. And I was like, you know what? I'm kind of shocked Mel Brooks is still alive. I'm happy.
I
but
thought
I'm happy.
He died like a year ago.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, wait a minute, they're still alive. Like, I mean, is Jack Nicholson still alive?
Yeah, but I felt like at one point he had got bad. Yeah,
like dementia has got.
But he recently
wears sunglasses now, man, because.
But he recently, so he had taken time off from his showing up at Laker home games because he was going through some stuff. But apparently he was in a lucid enough state and everything's going well. He was showing back up. I think when the Lakers, I can't remember if they made it to the playoffs or not. But he started making it back to games. So good for him. Good for him.
Good for him. Jack.
He has more money than I'll ever know in life, so maybe I shouldn't feel too heartbroken over his adversity that has to overcome. But it still sucks, right? Like
what adversity? Well, okay. I mean, I'm sure it's still adverse, but like if he doesn't know, then like
true. But it's so sad. Like that's one of those scary things where it's like, oh, okay, my grandma is losing her mental faculties right now. Like, is that just like a roll of a dice that I might pop up with that now? I don't have any grandfathers to check from. They all died before this point. It's like, what are we getting? Like, what am I getting? Am I going to roll the crazy cocktail? And if so, cool. Cool. That's great.
Well, I'm just saying that the moment you call me one night and say there are kids playing on your shed in the backyard, I'm going to go, oh, Lord.
Oh, man. There are moments where it's like, you ever get those moments where you like see stuff in like your peripheral and you turn and look and it's not there?
Yeah. Well, that's just a ghost.
Okay,
it's
good.
Just a glitch in the Matrix.
Good. Okay, fine. I'll take all that. I'll take all that. I'll take all that.
Either one.
I'd much
Well,
rather
just
talk
the other
about
night, I
poop.
saw a Cessna taking off.
I'd much rather.
You start worrying whenever you walk past a mirror and then you have to stop and turn and look and it scares you. That's when you need to start.
Oh
worrying.
yeah, like someone like, oh God, who's that?
Yeah, like
I
you
felt
don't
that way after I
recognize your
started
own
gaining
image.
weight.
Right? Yeah, like the other morning, I walked past the mirror. I thought I was just gonna brush my teeth, and I saw something when I turned. I had all these like tally marks on my arm. It was the weirdest damn thing. That's a Doctor Who reference for people who don't understand Doctor Who stuff. Silence.
I'm surrounded by assholes.
Hey! But I'm foul.
Oh.
What's
Speaking
oddly
of
poetic
assholes.
about that? What's oddly poetic about that, Mr. Cack, is
Uh-huh.
like the thing that I was describing slightly in that Doctor Who was called the silence. So when I said it and y'all didn't say anything, it just sometimes the joke writes itself.
You ever wanted to go back and like whether it's Doctor Who or something like Buffy and like all those episodes, like every now and then I'll see an article that pops up and it's like the most terrifying episodes of Buffy, and it's like, did I fucking forget parts of Buffy? Like what was terrifying?
Most
about it?
terrifying.
Like there was some really
She stubbed
cool,
her toe.
like there were some really cool designs, but I never got like a sense of dread from watching
No,
Buffy.
not once.
So,
not
like,
once.
the only episode that I actually kind of found slightly creepy was the one where, like, all the people, like, in the town lose their voice, and you see, like, the
creepy guys with like the smiles.
yeah, like, going around and, like, cutting people's hearts out and everything.
Like, yeah, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Yeah.
But like these articles, like really, I mean, I guess it's clickbait. I guess it's just
Yeah.
like you want to click it to find out, and it's like, oh, I'm stupid. Oh, I guess
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
there we go. Thank you. I will abuse the soundboard is what's gonna happen. We're slowly becoming a talk radio show. The dingo and the baby. Just need a couple like waugas in there. There we go. There we go. We don't need a soundboard. We got sounds that come from our mouths.
Got me, man.
We got our top butts will make plenty of noise from them.
Speaking of butts,
Does that-
what were we talking about?
I don't know, but now I'm thinking about how all the lips on our mouth and the lips on our ass share a lot of similarities, and it's bumming me out. It's bumming me out.
Bumming.
Well,
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
if you think about it, anytime you're sitting in public, you are technically surrounded by a bunch of assholes.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair.
I want to get that as a ringtone.
It
That
sounds-
way, whenever my phone rings in public, like if I'm surrounded by people,
Then you could just look up from your phone like,
He ain't wrong.
there would be that one guy. There would be that one guy wherever he's at. It'll be like, well, we're here.
Not all those assholes have been properly wiped, right? Like
No,
that's the thing.
Definitely not. Definitely not. Like I know people. Well, never mind. I won't say that.
Makes me think of that Dave Chappelle, the Chappelle Show episode where him and the white father trade homes, and he's talking about washcloths. He's like, hey, I hadn't even heard of wash rags.
Wash rags.
How they clean their assholes. Hey, so we were gonna do fantasy crafting of two actors.
we were.
We were. I think we should. I think we should.
Yes. Yes. Let's.
If you want, would you like me to go first?
Yes.
Okay, I think it's only fitting I go first because I'm about to potentially maybe circumvent the rules. Because my pairing are two actors that have been in not only the same movie, but they've been in the same TV series. But I don't think they've ever acted on screen together in any meaningful way. And that's what I want. I want to see them. And my choice would be Paul Rudd and Chris Pratt. They were both in Avengers Endgame and Infinity War, technically. And they technically were in the big fighting montage together, but they don't have any scenes where they're actually interacting with each other.
Right.
And Chris Pratt and Paul Rudd apparently, technically were in a season of Community together, but Paul Rudd's was a cameo while Chris Pratt was a series regular. And I can't remember, but I don't think they had any meaningful interactions with each other.
I don't think so.
And like, so where my thought goes to as to why I want to see these two together, one, it's kind of funny that people, apparently when I was looking this up, people confuse them because for Hollywood standards, they both fit a similar mold. And that's kind of a goofy, pretty normal white guy.
That's fair.
mold. But like me, my thought process was, and this is a thought process I had a long time ago when all this started ramping up about, you know, Ghostbuster sequels, doing new Ghostbusters. Two names I really...
Nude Ghostbusters?
Nude Ghostbusters. Think about that. You could probably find that somewhere on the internet as well. One thing that like crossed my mind is I really want to see Chris Pratt as a Ghostbuster. Well, we have Paul Rudd as now part of the Ghostbuster team. Yeah. I would love to see them together because it feels like that's a perfect dynamic for those two types of actors. And it doesn't matter that they vaguely look the same. The original Ghostbusters, minus Ernie Hudson, looked vaguely the same as well, and I found them both enjoyable and a treat. And so I would love to see Paul Rudd and Chris Pratt do something together. I just think it'd be funny and wholesome. Like they're pretty wholesome, funny group, even if they're saying curse words. So that's mine. What do you think about that? Suck it.
TJ, would you like to go next, or should we comment on what CAC has to say? I like it.
I like it too. Yeah.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
I'd like to preface this.
Go ahead.
Oh, okay. I'd like to preface this with like I had a list, but I really only have 3. So TJ, if you want to go and tell me what you think, and then we can like palaver on that, and then I'll go, and then so on and so forth.
I can go, I guess.
If you can't go, I'll go for you, man.
I got you right now.
Poop joke.
So,
do you need me to hold your hand?
So this is one that I stole off the list that I googled earlier, and it does. As I was thinking about it more and more, it needs to be a certain era for these two, and not like today, not like they're old now, you know, and. You know,
yeah, gotcha.
Like,
yes.
Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey, but like Ace Ventura era and Billy Madison era.
Oh,
like I want to see a movie where Adam Sandler's all being all goofy and whatnot, and then Jim Carrey's just his every Jim Carrey movie version of himself.
Her.
Just acting off each other, just bouncing stuff off each other. I mean, that would it would be an incredibly annoying movie, and it would probably piss me off because I'm not 14 anymore. So, but I think it'd be interesting. Like, why didn't those two get together in some kind of movie?
It's fair. It's fair.
Could you imagine the point in the movie where they're having like they both do like this weird babbling baby talk in like almost all of their most prominent shticks?
Yeah.
Could you imagine them having just a full-blown 5-minute argument where it's
Oh, it would win an Oscar.
Oh my God, the early 90s would shit a brick over that idea. That one has to be ego, right? That one has to be they both like see each other as rivals and wouldn't put it. Maybe I feel like that's got to be like the biggest hang up, or maybe it's agents, or maybe Hollywood just like, you're too similar, we don't like it. People want differences.
So Jim Carrey wanted Nicolas Cage to be the part of Harry in Dumb and Dumber, but scheduling conflicts.
God.
Nicolas Cage couldn't quite get him board, but like Nicolas Cage, like that was what Jim Carrey wanted for Harry. Of course, what's his name?
Jeff Bridges?
No.
Jeff Daniels? Jeff Daniels. Sorry, I get my Jeffs confused. My name is Jeff.
Hold.
We need to
thank God, Jeff Daniels Jeff
Sorry.
Daniels? Jeff Daniels. The peanut butter man named Daniels. Let's try and hold one more time. But thank goodness Jeff Daniels stepped in to the part when I can't remember the circumstances, but like Jim Carrey was like, no, I want him. And they couldn't make it work. And they were like, hey, Jeff, come on. And that was unlike any other part that Jeff had done too. And I think Jeff blew it out of the park personally. But can you imagine Nicolas Cage as Harry in Dumb and Dumber?
I feel like it would almost be more of a sinister vibe with
I feel like so too.
with like the crazy that Nicolas Cage exudes is like more of an unstable.
Parts. Think through Harry's parts real quick, and just like how would Nicolas Cage deliver those parts? I mean, I'm mind boggled on it. I have to research this. I'm going to research this more. TJ, you got
like the whole
one,
idea. I like the whole idea of Jeff Daniels just being like the backup quarterback, and they're like, "All right, come on, Rudy, you're in."
He was just on the studio that day, and they're like, I guess Jeff will do it.
I like that idea. That would make a good movie of how to making a movie.
Yeah. So I'm going to give you all an option here. I'm going to give you an option of number 1, door number 1, door number 2, and door number 3. And I'm going to give you a little bit about each door.
Okay.
And we can go through all 3 of them. I don't care. But like here, these are the 3 that I came up with. Door number 1 is 2 WWE superstars. Okay.
Ooh,
all right.
Okay.
Door number 2 is 2 British people.
Mm-hmm.
Door number 3 is, I don't even know how to describe this as so much as someone we just talked about with someone who might have been in Independence Day. So, Chris, what's your vote? 1, 2, or 3?
I think I was going to go wrestling at first, but Independence Day has me intrigued. You had my curiosity. Now you have me intrigued. I'm going with option 3. Going with option 3.
All right, we got 1 vote for option 3. TJ, what do you think?
I think I kind of know what you're thinking of with the wrestler one. So let's go with, what was option 2 again?
Option
British.
2 is British people, I will say of the older variety, based on a 1990s throwback.
Mm.
I may have changed Cac's mind.
Let's just start with option 3, then we'll.
Oh,
I win.
I was gonna flip my two-faced coin. I was hoping one of you would say something different. All right, so option number 3 here. All right, so I had a difficult time thinking of like what actors can go here, what actors can go here. I'm thinking Tom Hanks, Nicolas Cage, Ewan McGregor, Scottish people, Irish people. Who would go great? Let's Google a lot of them. And Google showed me something that I did not know. So, from Google, like I said a second ago, in speaking about Nicolas Cage, there was another Nicolas Cage role that someone suggested. This wasn't like something he turned down, he got offered, whatever. Someone said Nicolas Cage as the Grandmaster in Thor Ragnarok. And I just thought to myself, the Grandmaster was played by Jeff Goldblum. What if we got Nick Cage and Jeff Goldblum together about what? A treasure map in Jurassic Park, of course. Hello!
They've got so
down money right now.
So they've got both that quirky. Are they geniuses or are they purely insane? Like, what's going on? But like the way they vibe with that feels almost opposite. Like Nicholas is more frantic. Well, Jeff's just like, I guess the world's
calculated but unsure. Calculated but unsure, to where Cage is like calculated but fly off the handle.
I want to see them as buddy cops now. That's what I want.
Oh, dude, that would be even that. Lethal Weapon with Nicolas Cage and Jeff Goldblum.
I guess I'm getting just too old for this shit.
I guess. Well, hot dogs. I like hot dogs. You know what I don't like about hot dogs? Is hot dogs are old, and I'm just too old for this shit. Well, you don't say.
Oh man, could you imagine? Nicolas Cage would fit perfectly with Riggs, like having that gun put in his dome. Just put in his dome. He's just like, do it. Just
how you like how that shit works?
Oh my gosh, Jeff Goldblum just like
1987 Mel Gibson with Nicolas Cage.
Jeff Goldblum pontificating on a toilet for about 6 minutes, not explaining that there's a bomb there, just talking.
Oh, well, see, there's the problem here. I sat down this morning, my legs like went all limp, and then I thought, hey, wait, just a second here. I'm a vegetarian.
Have you thought about how you're going to get your next apartment?
Yeah, I was about to say. I was sitting here alone, and I was like, Roger, you're dead. Then I just thought, hey, wait, if I had an apartment, this would not happen.
Are you tired of bombs being
the world?
Are you tired of bombs being attached to your toilet? Well, apartments.com.
Let me tell you something. There's no apartments in bombs related. Wait, there's no bombs in anyway.
So, a long story short, there's a bomb on my toilet. It's just like, you should have said that 6 minutes ago.
Well, gosh, kind of a lot's changed since then.
Oh, really? Well, I'm on the moon. Like, all right, Nick, calm down. He flew there. We don't know. He's not there.
The toilet!
Wicker Man, love that reference.
What a piece of shit film.
Tying back to the beginning, we like it.
So, out of curiosity, I don't know if y'all had any more, but would you like to hear number 2 and number 1?
Yes, and I will say that the only other pairing I have is essentially the example I gave out when I sent you the email. I do want to talk about that, but I want to know what your other 2 pairings are.
TJ, you got any more, or do you want me to go?
Yeah, I got some more, but you go ahead, then I'll
All right, so I'm going to do number 1, and this is not in like a hierarchy order, but it's like I wrote them down. Number 1, because there were some ass chewings called out, and when this happened, and then one of these people had to humble themselves. So I would like to see, and I don't know in what setting. I've got no setting for this. Jumanji, Peacemaker, but John Cena and The Rock need to team up and be in a film together. I don't care what they're doing, because I feel like what they did in The Ring, if you could capture some of that on film in a movie sequence, maybe that's the new Lethal Weapon. I'd pay to watch it. Maybe it's Thomas the Train. I don't care, but John Cena and The Rock need to be in something together. I think that would be outstanding, because I think they're both brilliant creative-wise, and I think they can both deliver. And what's a promo, right? A promo is a short movie. A promo is a very, very, very short movie. We've seen Cena in a bunch of stuff, including Peacemaker, which I would argue is probably his best so far. And we've seen The Rock in a lot of stuff, which I would probably argue Jumanji. The Jumanji is his best. The Walmart. We're going to the Walmart. The Jumanji's there. Jumanji is probably his best role acting so far. So I don't know how you combine Jumanji with, Peacemaker or whatever, but I feel like those two would complement each other very well on screen, and it would be vastly entertaining.
I feel like, so when you were talking, my immediate first thought was, why don't we have that? My second immediate thought was, The Rock has to be big timing John Cena is the only thing I can think about. The Rock thinks himself as the true movie star, and Cena hasn't earned the right to star alongside him, because he's pulling leading men like the Vin Diesel, the Kevin Hart, and John Cena is the guy that covered his boner with a towel in that Amy Schumer movie. But I think John's getting there. I think John's getting there, and I would love to see it, because I feel like eventually, I don't know. I feel like John and Batista are both going at a higher trajectory, and I feel like The Rock's plateaued.
Yeah,
Go ahead, TJ. Sorry.
I was gonna say, whenever you talked about the two wrestlers, I thought you were going to talk about John Cena and Batista.
Hulk Hogan.
because they had like a bunch of in-ring heat with each other.
Yeah.
Like I think even like when Batista left the WWE, like John Cena was his opponent. So I think having those two in a movie together would be something interesting. But I thought you were going that route. Like The Rock, I mean, I'm surprised it hasn't happened yet with John Cena or even Batista. But then again, like you said, you know, he's big timing a lot of people.
Yeah,
So.
I think he doesn't want to be seen with other wrestling stars because I think he thinks it will make him look like a lesser actor, that he's getting pigeonholed with them. And I do think, for some reason, I don't know why, he could be the nicest person in the world. But he's also on steroids, so he could have an angry streak in him. Sorry, Rock. Much mana to you, bro. Much mana. Yeah. Or whatever the sign is for that. What is your British? What is your British, brother?
Oh, I thought we was going to go with TJ's. Or do we just
TJ!
Oh,
TJ!
We can go with one
your
of mine.
chamber.
So
Yeah,
I
with
was
one of
thinking,
yours, Governor.
I was thinking Nicolas Cage, because, you know, why not?
Already good start.
And Will Ferrell.
Son of a bitch.
Oh.
I mean, when I was thinking about it, I was imagining like, you know, like Nicolas Cage being like the crazy angry boss, and then Will Ferrell being like the whiny like kind of thing, and just like Nicolas Cage just
good.
yelling at him and screaming and going crazy, and then Will Ferrell just being like, I don't know, you know, however Will Ferrell acts if he can. Yeah.
Nice subtle
like
dig at the end, TJ.
But that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, I mean, nothing spectacular, just Will Ferrell trying to get an office job being yelled at by Nicolas Cage. That's the Devil Wears Prada kind of angry asshole of a boss.
What is the age difference between them? Because, like, I assume Will Ferrell's younger, but Will Ferrell looks old as shit now, and Nicolas Cage doesn't look bad. I know most of the things I've seen him in now, he's been CGI'd. But that is an interesting thing because, yes, I think it could be what? You could think about everything Will Ferrell's done and replace whoever co-starred alongside him with Nicolas Cage.
So Nicolas Cage...
They're close enough. 59 versus 55. Cage is 59 and Ferrell's 55.
Okay, so take out John C. Reilly from Step Brothers, put in Nicolas Cage. What do you think? What do you think? Don't put your balls on my
hell, man! You can put
take your
like,
balls.
Talladega Nights Part 2, where Nicolas Cage is the other race car driver.
He's like an illegitimate brother of Will Ferrell's character that he didn't know existed. Yeah. No, it's something, I think it's, for whatever reason, it feels like comedians, it is easier to not only see them together, but why we haven't got them. But it also like feels like, you know what? Maybe there is a world before this is all said and done, we do get Will Ferrell and Nicolas Cage. I don't know who it's like. Nicolas Cage ain't saying no to shit. Will Ferrell is probably getting to a point where he just did a dirty talking dog. So like maybe he will be open to grace Nicolas Cage on the silver screen with him. I mean, if movies ever get made again.
That's going to be one of those things where it's going to have to be like a Will Ferrell like leading movie, and he's going to have Nicolas Cage come in because I don't see it being anything else other than that. He's at the point where he only does his own stuff, same as Nicolas Cage, which Nicolas Cage just does everything.
Correct.
But Will Ferrell's only, I'm going to do my own stuff.
All right, so I feel like the one that I threw out there as an example is the only other pairing I have, and at this point in time, I feel like it's almost going back to the Adam Sandler Jim Carrey pairing, and it was me saying Robin Williams and Jim Carrey, but I feel like the reason for that is eventually it becomes what Adam Sandler and Jim Carrey would have been, where you would have just this nonsense 5-minute argument where Jim Carrey talking at like using his ass to talk while
excuse me, I've got to ask you a few questions.
And then Robin Williams like, ass, well, I'll show you an ass. And the ass coming around the other ass.
Ding dong, bloop, and just make noises.
Now I'm Mark. But no, I like something about that. Something about like the comedians. I think if I just like without any like rhyme or reason to it, if I could really think about it, there's probably some real foul-mouthed current modern day comedians that I probably would have loved to seen with George Carlin, but I don't have anything definitive on that. I didn't put too much thought into that.
Man, Ron White, and George Carlin.
Oh hell.
That'd have been interesting.
And that would have been like you could easily play that off as opposites, right?
Yeah.
You have the southern sounding Ron White, and then you have George and his sassy, I guess, northeastern.
New York City, baby.
Yeah, there you go. So that right
Rockaway
there,
Beach.
that right there is early '90s, late '80s easy writing, right? Comedy,
Yeah.
opposites, South, New York City, both foul mouth. Eventually come to to the friendship and they bond. George like teaching Ron's character like pot and other drugs, and Ron
God.
teaching him like tobacco. Like I guess it's like dip.
Yeah.
Because that's how the
Hey!
90s would have easily wrote it.
You smoke pot? Yeah, I do, my friend. I do. Hey, Carlin was well versed in the art of greenery, as was Ron White.
Did
And
we?
maybe still is.
We never got George Carlin and Eddie Murphy, did we?
They've spoken highly of each other, but they never was on or in anything at the same time.
Could you imagine like an 80s comedy with those
Yes, and it would be god dang brilliant.
two? Would be really good.
The overacting and so Carlin never said that he could act, but everything he did on stage was an act, and he did it very well. It was just he's a performer, there's a very big difference in trying to you're on set and there's a camera in front of you and these sound guys and everybody's like, and somebody says all of a sudden it's like, all right, everybody quiet, action, and you're like, I'm reading this line. It's very different from when you're on stage in front of people and you're a performer. You're still acting, but it's in a different kind of sense. And you didn't get to see it from George as much, but you definitely got to see it from Eddie Murphy. But both their stand-up translated very well to on screen, which I feel like that was the thing. And Kevin Smith, it was Dogma and Chasing Amy, Finding Amy. Which one was it? TJ?
Jersey Girl.
I was way off.
That's the one with George Carlin in it. It was Jersey Girl. I don't remember him in Dogma or Chasing Amy.
I think he was the preacher in Dogma.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he was the preacher.
Yeah,
in
he
Dogma.
was.
Yeah, I think he was the preacher.
He was in Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back as the
He was Hitchhiker.
Yeah.
He was the preacher when we got
Carlin-
introduced to
Carlin
good
was
guy or
never-
buddy Jesus.
Buddy
Yes,
Christ.
Carlin- Carlin was never afraid to do a bit, and that's what was. I often miss what I would love to see, and just not now, but over the last 10 years, I wish he was around because I'd love to hear what he had to say about. Because Carlin was one of those people that was very, 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 very centrist. He was a very. He had his opinions, but a lot, and if you read his books, a lot of things he did on stage, it was about writing and trying to get a rise and trying to, he wanted to be extreme. He wanted to say shit that made people go, and just kind of step back for a second and be like, whoa, I shouldn't be listening to this. But in the back of your head, you were like, he's got kind of a point there, and that was all about Carlin. He was so down to earth in his personal life that he turned into another person when he got on stage. And that's what we all know. If you've read his memoirs though, you're like, he was a very gentle person. But yeah, again, that's acting. Performing is acting. TJ and I are actors. We were at a time, although we did actually know how to play instruments. We weren't faking that like Millie freaking Vanilli. By the way, kids, if you don't know who Millie Vanilli are, just Millie Vanilli,
Just blame it on the rain.
Blame it on the. Google it. Just Google it.
Give it a Google.
thought it was the
All right.
girl you know it's true part.
Oh, that's
Girl,
right.
you know it's true.
Girl, you know it's girl, you know it's girl,
you know.
And then both on stage were like, I don't know. And then one guy neutralized himself after that.
Oh.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. So I feel like if you're going to be a hack artist, you should not go on live performances.
Live
it's probably
TV.
just
Yeah.
it's just like the thing, right? You should stick to the lane that is giving you the money, radio, where no one will ever see you perform live.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing happened to not Jessica Simpson, but the other Simpson singer, Lisa Simpson. Whatever her name is, on Saturday Night Live, where they like she was lip syncing and
Yes.
the whole,
Okay, that's right.
like thing, and like they did the one song and then came back from break, and it's like, and now Lisa Simpson, and then they come back and it's the music starts off with the exact same song, and then she's just like, looking around like, I don't know what to do.
We tried this before and it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a fraud, don't put yourself out there too often because
Exactly.
people are going to find out you're a fraud. Just stay your lane, man. Stay your lane.
Exactly. If you're a frog, stay in your lane.
Ribbit.
All right, I got one more and then I got to go pee.
Okay.
We can discuss this or we can pause and come back after I throw it out. That way y'all can have some time to simmer on it because, I turn to Google for these things because sometimes I'm like, I can't think of people. Like, just got these things in my head. And what can I do? And some Redditor, God bless him, came through and said, a remake of Grumpy Old Men with Sir Patrick Stewart and Sir Ian McKellen.
Ah.
Once again, I threw money at the screen and said, do this.
Oh,
But
man.
they both have to be British. Can you imagine two retired British people yelling at
they already
two
made this
British
movie.
people?
So they already made this movie. It's called X-Men.
You know what?
I knew it.
TJ
I'm
thinks-
surrounded by assholes.
TJ thinks he's a funny son of a bitch tonight.
But it is one of those things, like, if you would have asked me this, 10 years ago, I would have been like, no, Patrick Stewart's kind of reserved. But the more Patrick Stewart gets a chance to be on American Dad and just say some of the most outlandish crap I've ever heard, I genuinely would love to see him kind of let off the leash, because I feel like his live action persona, like the live action characters he portrays, are always pretty stoic. But like a more footloose and free Patrick Stewart, I bet probably is a damn good time to watch. And I feel like Ian is probably,
girl, you gotta cut loose, foot loose. That was kind of Patrick Stewart, kind of Sean Connery. I'm still working on it, okay? I don't see you doing accents.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
Exactly. Thank you, commentator man.
All right.
you're welcome.
You're welcome. Welcome to New York. Oh, that's for Scream, which I'll tell you all about soon.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Should we go poop now?
I was gonna say the only one I have left is Tom Hanks and Tom Cruise, but then I thought about adding Tom Hiddleston and Tom Holland and call the movie The Four Toms. Four Toms.
TJ, you asshole.
I knew it. I'm surrounded by assholes.
I love it.
TJ
I love it how TJ has the most simplest but yet most complex idea on the planet Earth. Well, I thought about taking every person named Tom that I knew and putting them in a movie together. What are you going to call it? Tom.
The Four Toms.
TJ's that person that turns in that paper and the teacher looks at it and is like, is this little shit? Is this little shit joking with me? Like, are you serious? And like in TJ's mind, he was dead serious. But to the outside world, it looks like, are you pulling my leg, TJ? Oh my God. If they would do like the 80s, early 90s, like at the end where it shows everyone in the credit and has their name, and it's just like Tom. It doesn't give the last name.
Yeah.
It's just every Tom. I would love to
That's
see.
the best part. That's the best part. A bunch of Toms in a movie called Tom, where the main character's name is
Tom.
Tom. No last name.
The end credits, they do the little 2 second little the no audio, just kind of movement thing and freeze frame, and then pops up their name, but it's the wrong Tom name for each Tom. Just to see if anyone
Shows the picture with their signature, and it's like Tom Hiddleston, but it's like Tom Hanks' signature, and then Tom Hanks, like they did at the end of like they did at the end of Avengers.
I mean, you could do a sequel and call it Chris and have Chris Pratt, Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Pine.
Well, the only time this isn't working out is for people named Jared.
Yeah, I can't think of any Jareds that are famous.
Yep,
No.
me neither.
Well, this has been Rage You Nerds, and we hope that you've enjoyed the conversation about Toms, Chris's, actors, and poops. We hope to bring you the same engaging content next week, so make sure you tune in, because it could be more body functions. Alright, if you've enjoyed this, we would like for you to stick around, so follow, like, subscribe, join all the things that we have, and if nothing else, come back next time when we drop another episode, and listen with your ear holes. Alright, good night, this has been Rage You Nerds!
Slap a titty.